So welcome back to the social class for class 7. Today we'll discuss on the geography, and the previous class also we discussed on the same chapter. It is the chapter 4, the air, and here we studied the compositions of the atmosphere, the layers of the atmosphere, where it took like the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, so their functions. And today we'll discuss mostly on the weathers and climate, temperature, air pressures and wind. So as per the past topic, the weathers and climate. When it refers to the climate is the sum totals of the weathers which need to be changed for a long time or period, like for example 30 years. And the next, that is the weather. The weather is the state of the atmosphere. So now how you have to be understand in the easy way, like when it refers to the climate, generally even in the present situation also, today how are the climate? It's cloudy, sunny, or how? So when it refers to the climate can be changed from place to the place, and that's are exactly due to the effect of the air pressure, like precipitation, condensations, especially we found on the water cycle. So when it refers to the weather, that means the daily, how the weathers are there. So these are the two things. Once again I repeat, the climate is the sum totals of the weather for a long period of time, and the weather is the state of atmosphere. The effect of the atmosphere is effect to the weather. The second point, that is the temperature. When it refers to the temperature, so everyone know the temperature. If I study in the science, so I maybe have a different definitions. If I study in the social, so it may be a different definitions. So the temperature, Fahrenheit, so already you may be studying in the science. But when it refers to the social, especially in the geography, on the temperature, so when it refers to the temperature is the degree of hotness and the coldness of the air. That's what refers as the temperature. So the temperatures are need to the to make the area means the where you are living there, or some other that's need, like you can give the examples of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, or some other state. Now how the temperatures are varied, that means change. Like if you go to the Assam, you may feel a very warm, very hot with compared in Arunachal. Again, for example, if you live in Itanagar and Naharlagan, there also you may find a different temperature. So that's how, especially due to the plant, due to the natural vegetations, it's play a very important role there. Where the trees are more there, especially from the sea level area, which is refers as the altitude. So from there, if because when we count the altitude, we have to count from the sea level. So where the trees are more there, when the natural vegetations are more there, especially like the tree, they're releasing a they're releasing a precipitation, they're releasing a moisture, which they are transformed into the above, that means in the atmosphere, and due to that we feel a cold. But when the open areas are there, so there we found a more warm. Like for examples on the water cycle. In the water cycle also we found there, due to the heat of the sun, that waters are evaporating back, and these evaporating waters are formed into the cloud, and when this cloud, negative and positives are come together, again the rains are come. These rains are again go to the sea or the river or the ocean, again due to the heat of the sun, again they are evaporating. So the process are going continuously there. But when it refers to the temperatures on that, especially like which I give example, like in our own state, in our own country, the different states are, their temperatures are, some temperatures are high, some temperatures are very low. So that's how, especially due to the not the natural phenomena, but due to the geographical location also, it's found there. And the third point, it is the air pressure. So air pressures are important there, especially when you go to the class 9. There you will be studying more detailing on the air pressure, like jet winds are there, like monsoons are there, like especially on the context of the India, like the monsoon sessions when come there, the blow of the winds which are very effective, especially come from the Pacific Ocean to the connected to the Indian Oceans, which they are blow the outer layer of the waters, and that they are transport in the forms of the moistures. So if you are watching televisions, you may be find mostly like some of the state the weather conditions are not good, especially climatic conditions are not good. In that area rain will be there, that area regarding on the Celsius, you may be watch, if you may be find in the television also there. So the things we will study it more later. And the last topic for today, and that is the wind. So in the wind we have a three type, that is the permanent wind, seasonal wind, and the local wind. So these winds are important, especially the local winds are helping to those traders, especially during the ancient time. Now what is the permanent wind? The permanent winds are which blow continuously there. That means every day, every month, every year, like that. That's the permanently blow that particular area. When it refers to the seasonal wind, the seasonal winds are blow in some season only there. Like for example, like in our own area, zero, especially in the month of March or last part of February, when the winds are come there. So we have to say that some other word, like due to the seasons of the Miyoko festivals are coming, that's why winds are blow more there. And that's are the changing of the actually the seasons. So seasonal winds which come only in the season wise. And the last topic for today, that is the local wind. And local wind generally found the permanently in a particular area, like for example loose, and like in Rajasthan, the sand dune. So in that particular area, the type of the winds are blow continue. Like the wind may be a light wind or the heavy wind. Especially like in the Rajasthan, we found that the loose more there because the plants are very less, and when the wind, winds are blow there. There also we found like the very warm. And if you go to the some other like the Himachal Pradesh, like Simla, if you go there Darjeeling, in that area when you go there, when the winds are blow there, like in zero winds are blow there, we feel a cold. And that is the climatic factors which are affecting, especially refers to the altitudes of the sea level. So the things we will discuss more detailedly when you go to the class 9. But also if you have any doubt on this topic, only I wrote on the topic, so then you can be asking. So for the next chapter, there will be study more detailedly on the other portions also there. So for today, that much, and if you have any doubt and any problem, then you can be asked me after reading the textbook carefully. Thank you.